Alright, looks like we are all working in here today. Perfecto. G'day Frederick, g'day Vidvita. We're at the beach today. Woo! Today, Frederick, we have got a self-portrait, not a self-portrait, a portrait of a lovely individual. It's commissioned and we're going to put in a first messy base coat today, which I'm pretty excited about. Hey JTD, and hey Cobb, how we doing? How are we doing today? I hope you like my new handy dandy toolbox, guys. Because of all the fantastic beavers and coral that we got last time, I've got this $30 toolbox from Bunnings, which now houses all the paints. Can you see that in your shot there? I think you can see that. Maybe. Bring it over there. Is that visible? It's definitely visible. So I've got my paints in here, my brushes over here, my pieces to work off down here, and then some brushes for the, already got paint on them hanging around here and there. Hello from Mexico. How long does it take to accomplish a portrait? About 7 hours. About 7 hours is about right. So I'll do about 7 to 10 layers. The first one start off really messy, so we're going to have some really good fun here. Now, key with making an abstract portrait, or if you look at my website, sort of like abstract realism, so it's like trying to be real, but at the same time, it's too wild. The key to that, don't make it look like a portrait off the bat. So you're going to see some real messy paint going everywhere, and then it slowly start to come out of it. G'day guys. We are on a beach, personal hyperman, and hey, this is New Zealand. Yeah, a toolbox, right, Frederick? It's actually really good. It opens up, so it's great with in it's wet or it has paint on it, easy to close up. It's very good. Do I work? I do work. I do work, but most of the time, I'm working on painting. So here we are. G'day, Ivan. Where are we going to put the face? Start with that. New Zealand is fantastic, so very lucky to be here. Today the atmosphere is great, it is. I can't believe this is Auckland, guys. That ocean, you're a champion. Wait, are you just smashing the goal out all by yourself? Oh, wishing bells, gotcha. Wishing bottles could have been cool actually. I like the style. It's amazing though, I'm in Auckland at the moment, and we're that close to the whole city, and yet this beach here is basically completely abandoned. And Ocean Dude, you're a champion. I can see why you like this though, because we're by an ocean and your name's Ocean Dude, so it all works out really well. How do I invest in your future? How do you invest in my future? You can be a part of it right now, or I suppose going forward, the best thing to do is to buy a painting. Because surely that's only going to go up in value, right? Or down. Just quickly guys, since we're in the middle of nowhere here, this is our paint colour. It's actually a cake tin. So very easy to actually crack open and paint them. which is fun. How do you become a painter? First off, start painting and enjoying what you're doing. And from there, you'll have some fun. Vic, how you doing, Vic? You're still on Sunday night. Monday is good. Monday is good. I hope one day I'll draw you some pictures too. But for right now, we have this lovely gentleman's face. And since we're going to do a few layers here, I'm going to kick off with, I think we're going to open up with white and black. Jules, is this you, mate? Fantastic. So like I was saying earlier, guys, thanks for the coral ocean, dude. Like I was saying earlier, when we kick off a portrait, we don't want it to look correct. So if you start seeing a face too soon, this is a commission, and it's an up-close portrait. If you start seeing the face too soon, I've made a mistake. This wants to look like a wild array of shapes and colours as we start. And then, perfect, Jules, perfect. Your timing's excellent, actually. A donut. Thanks, MJ. Good to see you, MJ. It wants to look really abstract to start with, and then in the later coats, so this is coat 1, we want to see it slowly start to pull into the right side. Why is that? Because if we started off correct at the very start with perfect proportions, think of when you ask how many layers does a painting need? If it's going to look bright on the first layer, you may as well just do the one layer. Hey from Sydney. But since I'm going to do 7 layers, I need the first 6 of them to be very wild and very expressive. And so that way when I get to the 7th and I pull in the detail, there'll be these underlying wild strokes that aren't in the right place, but still add a lot of fun, depth and expression to the image. That's why. If that's not your style, that's fine, but I like to do it really wild and slowly pull a face out of it. So if you're wondering what the outcome's going to be, the best example is to have a look on the website in my bio at Beethoven. It's actually a pretty cool photo. When he sent it through, I thought, that's funky, I'm about this. And so the size we've got here, this is 1200 by 900. It's a very big photo, picture that we're working on. Does this ever get to a 3D level? Yes, the texture's really thick. And with this one here, as we do it, there's going to be layers of liquid glass in between the paint. And so on different angles, you'll be able to look through it. This will be like a blueprint pulling out. So that's fun. But you can't really see that with the Beethoven piece. From the front on, it looks the same. From different angles, you should see different things, ever so slightly. You're in the Coromandel. Ariel, we are in the Point Chev in Auckland. That's where we are. Argentina, you're a long way away. And since we've got no music here today, guys, I hope you're enjoying the lovely sounds of the beach. So that's wholesome. I'm just wondering if we're going to kick off with a really big brush or a smaller brush. I think the big one, team. But remember what I say, guys, the early layers, so the first 3 layers, if you can see a face, I've made a mistake. We're adding in some wild colour. I'm going to bring you a little bit closer so I don't have to lean so far to read the comments. There we go. Try that there. How's that look? That'll work. Perfect. Glass is coming off. Move this box a little bit over here. Perfect. How was it? That's good. That's good. Yeah. Alright. First off, big brush. Black. add just a little bit, teeny tiny bit of water to what we're doing. A wanted man. Good mug shot. Good mug shot for a wanted man. Just a little bit of water in with our black to make it run with it. Hey Taffy, what are you painting on? So this here, it's called masonite. So masonite is not MDF, but it is hardwood. And the reason it's good is that it's got no additives. No additives means it won't discolor and it will last forever. A lot of old school oil painters would paint on masonite, and yeah, I really like it because unlike a canvas, where a canvas is a textured surface, masonite starts perfectly flat, and so you build from a flat surface into paint textures on top of paint textures. So I feel like the paint's more authentic rather than landing on the canvas with its I don't like how paint lands on canvas as much as I like how it lands on a flat surface. I'm trying to say. So one of the first things that will occur in this painting, guys, thanks for the confetti, exciting versus scary to start a painting. Fun. Not exciting, not scary, it's fun. Because when you start a painting, very few of these brush strokes will be seen on the final coat, and so when we add them, I can be very, very loose and very, very free with them, because over the next few layers, it'll pull into proportion by itself. Already right now, with a few strokes we put on it, I can tell that actually the size we get, because the canvas it would need to be another 20 mil down here, 20 centimeters down this way, so the whole thing will fit. So over the course of the next few coats, it'll pull back into proportion properly. So that's just part of the fun. But if you are starting early coats, don't beat yourself up about things being in the wrong place. They will fix themselves. Why do you sell your stuff? Honestly, if I could keep it, I would. But I mean, why don't you sell? I do sell the stuff. So if you go on my bio, you'll see a link to the webpage, and from there you can order commissions, you can buy artwork, you can see my story, you can do a whole bunch of stuff. So again, early coats, we're adding texture to the canvas, we're adding paint on thick, on wise, it won't look like the subject. goal is just to put paint on again. Because when we get to the end of the painting, we want it to be paint on paint, not paint on surfaces. Here we go. Happy days. Amazing how fast it's taking shape. Yeah, but remember what I'm saying, JPD? It'll be worse the final result if it takes shape too fast. We want it messy, we want it everywhere to start with. That's the goal. Yes, love it with the beach out. Quick little readjustment here. There we go. Expect that another 2 or 3 more times. I'm just moving up the beach away from the waves. They were like lapping at the bottom of the easel already. Layers, dimension, that's all logic. That's all I can logic out of that. Layers and dimension. I'm not following, but I'm excited that you've got something out of it. Hello from Peru, and we are on a lovely beach in Auckland. What a treat. Toolkit here today? Yeah. So I've treated myself to a new toolkit, which is pretty fun actually. It holds all the paints and the paintbrushes, so when I go to a new site, I just pick it up and walk it with me. I'm sorry about the scare guys, but it's very much out of control in this weather. Yeah. So you start off, big brush, paint on canvases. That's the name of the game. And then as we get smaller and smaller, as we get through layers and layers, smaller and smaller brushes. So first layer, big brush. Second layer, way smaller brush, but still quite large. Still the whole size of my thumb there. And the reason I want this one with the rounded edges is because it's still going to stop me from adding detail while allowing me to slap on paint fast. You don't want to get caught in detail too early. That ruins the painting. Get caught up in texture, expression, and brush strokes. That's what early painting is. can notice that the paint's already landing in a textured way, that's because I've put a layer of clear gesso gel onto this, and that allows it to, this allows the paint to bite the surface better, holds its ground more. Nice scene, it is a nice scene. It's tomorrow there. Yeah, it is. It is tomorrow. So this is, I mean, what's tomorrow? This is Monday. Monday, 3:43. Monday, 3:43. Now, in the picture, very little purple. Early layers, we're going to use a lot of purple. Oh, thank you so much. What colours are we using, Sarah? Whatever colours we want. That's the fun thing about the early layers. I just want to get a ton of paint on the board. I want to have it everywhere. I want it messy. I want it thick. I want it expressive. And in the later coats, I'll move back to those primary colours and allow the actual face to take shape. But right now, it's the Wild West. And that's where we want to be. This is a great picture too, guys. This one here is just, the cool thing about this picture is there's a lot of face to be seen. The face is a lot of shape. It's got a lot of the brow, the nose, the eyes, the cheeks, the mouth, the chin. Everything's very, very good and very, very in proportion to paint. But also, because of the angle and tilted upwards, there aren't eyes to try and line up, and the whole face is asymmetrical because of that. And that means we don't have to concentrate on trying to make sure it's perfect on both sides, but actually focus on what we're actually seeing. So, asymmetrical faces are the best faces to paint. That's where we're at right now. You like the horses the other day? That's a fun one. That's also a commission, but that one's got another 4 layers on it. 4 layers is safe. Once I get this big amount of paint down, I might even move on to a smaller brush during the session. We'll see. That's good. Thanks guys, appreciate it. Do I ever teach painting? I have done some teaching. Going into Christmas, I'm a little backed up on the painting. Teaching is a very fun thing. Always found teaching a environment like wine and painting nights the most fun. You really get an opportunity to really be with people one-on-one, loosen up the environment. a lot of orange in the picture, and B, it's going to be complementary to the purple. The orange and purple have a relationship. Can't remember why, but they'll look good together. And then we're going to do a bit more blues. And the blues, they're going to have a good time with the blacks. There we go. Now and that's going to have a good time with the little bit of red. Is that a traditional dish? No, it's not. No, like I say, we're in the Wild West here, guys, because we've got a cake tray, which I'm a huge fan of. Cover goes on top of it, keeps it all safe. Yeah, I like orange, and this orange in particular is very, very good. It is. Excuse me. Orange Saturn. Orange Saturn to me. So, right. Same story again, guys. We're moving up the beach a bit more. Come with me and you'll see. Fantastic portrait, and the cool thing about it, like I said earlier, asymmetrical, so we can have a lot of fun with this. Is that what you shared the other day? That's what you shared the other day. Ah, was it? I don't remember sharing this guy. Guys, aim of the game here is not to have a look at the portrait this year. We want wild paint. Wild paint as far as the eye can see. Yeah, it's windy, Lee, but we're managing. The big problem right now is I need a haircut. I decided to grow it longer on top, which was great when it's not windy, but when it is, your hair's a bit of a mess. Yes, oh yes. Here's the lid, here's the palette. Perfect. I chuck it in the car, nothing gets done up. Does the man have shadows or bruises? I've got a few bruises, but I don't think that's probably shadows. Let's see. What else to do apart from painting? I still work at my work to help out family business about 2 days a week. It's fantastic. Social. I mean, you guys keep me social, but that also keeps me social. And what else do I do? I went bouldering the other day. That was hard. can't read that, but it looks nice. Orange and purple, black looks great. Yeah, so a lot of these goals disappear in the later layers, but for now, they can be there loud and proud. Sorry if I'm missing a few comments here too, guys. It's nice. Oh, hey, yeah, how are we doing? Welcome. Like I was saying, team, I love a line in this. Oh, yeah. Yeah. We can definitely do a line with no peak, don't you worry. Jen, it's awesome. Keep her at it. Blue cat, yes it is. It's portrait, which is a fantastic face on a slight angle, so it's asymmetrical, which will make it a lot of fun. Painting can be expensive. Don't waste money on the, if you're learning to paint, canvases and paintbrushes. Just pour all the money into the quality of the paint. And plus, if you love the work, in long term, it'll last better. So, yeah. Paper's also fine for kids to paint on. That's cool. Wind will affect the painting, right? No, not in this case, because these are underlayers, so we're just adding a bunch of base coats to add the textures in. Now, it would affect us if I was doing a lot of blending, because what would happen is the paint would dry out faster. But in this case, I want the paint to dry as fast as humanly possible. Your birds are watching too. Welcome, Caleb's bird. Earlier, guys, we want to see elements of the face, but we do not want it to look like a face just yet. We're this style of painting has got to build up over a lot of layers. There's 4 or so that wants to be wild and free. This is a commission for a portrait, and yeah, currently I'm liking where we're at. I think we're in a good place. The face is going to push up and move more to the right as it goes, but yeah, I like it. When I watch you're so low key, I'm going to say, Holly, kick the sand for us, please. I can't kick it because my shoes have got little holes in them, so it'll go everywhere, but there's some sand for it. How is the canvas not flying away? Honestly, it probably should, but I've got the legs pushed quite deep, so it'll be harder to actually blow the canvas away, but it might happen. It might have some good guts. It's all right. Well, if you'd like one, jump on my website in the bio and we can start the conversation. Thanks, Mimi. How long does it take that size take? Follow the plan further to pick it up. So, what about this size? Take about it's going to take about 7 layers. So if we do 7 days on it straight, that's perfect. But if we hit a sort of interesting quagmire, like for some reason layers aren't landing right, we might need to take a couple of days off it to reposition and then attack it again. So it needs to be right. What made you paint that? Well, honestly, I really feel like doing a portrait. So here we are. Ian is good. Ian's very good. Is that Johnny there, is it? I think it might be Johnny. Ian's good. Ian's still drying. There's some thick chunks on him that need a little more time to get themselves sorted, but it's getting very close. Lovely to meet you. Look after yourself. We're getting visitors. There you go. All the visitors today, eh? How's the walk going? Lovely place to walk, eh? It is a great place to paint. A little bit of wind, doesn't matter, Jim. Oh, not quite. I get to run away from the sea. She's coming closer to me. Yeah. I have to move again shortly as well. All right, you two, look after yourselves. slowly getting there, team. I like it. Big face. It's slowly going. Yeah. I need to get more wild with these brush strokes. If you look at it, you can sort of start to see a face taking shape. But actually, that's me trying to see noses and mouths and eyes and things like that. It's not what we want what we want to be painting. We want to be painting shapes and colours as we see them. So, this face, if I was giving instructions to someone without painting, I'd be saying, get more wild. Yes. Who said that? Will. You are right. Team, same story. We're moving back. We're moving back. And this time, we're gonna make some proper distance here. Jaden, I do love your consistency. Water approaching is good. Let's go get it. Now on, team. I think we should be safe, but famous last words, right? She was just a lovely lady. She was coming over to have a look at some painting. It's one of those beaches that's perfectly empty, so if anything's going on it, it's quite exciting to have a wander past, see what's happening. Thank you very much for the roses. Yeah, there's purdycawas around there. Well, a lot of purdycawas. They're a native tree in New Zealand, and they're full of birds. This is where they hang out. So, that's what we're up to. Hey, from Brazil. Good, guys. We're now starting to lose some definition in favour of wild strokes. That's where we want to be. That's where we want to be. Free up that wrist to really grab these things in. Now we're good. Now we're talking. On this canvas, more white. It's not cold, it's hot actually. I should have worn shorts. It's summer here indeed. Got on a suit. Should have worn shorts. Step by step, team. That's good. Where is my Speedos? Yeah, I should be in Speedos actually. It's hot enough for it. Thank you so much. Do you have any paintings you've been working on with us? Do you have any paintings you've been working on with us before Christmas? Ooh, there's this one. There's another. Hopefully there's going to be a wedding picture of a lady and her husband looking at each other, which would be really fun to paint. There's the lady and the horse. There's the two horses. There's this one, and there's one other one. So we've got about 6 to do before Christmas. So whew, the whole spectrum. And so ideally, especially this week, we'll do a series of lives, and in each live we'll try and do these paintings and get through them. Yeah, they're going to need a lot of layers. All of them need 7 to 10 layers. So we'll have to make sure that we actually give them all a chance every week. So you get a coat on them so they can dry a little bit and keep it going. Awesome lady, bang on. So that one's coming along really nicely. You've watched all of them, fantastic. Guys, wild brushstroke, that's the aim of the game right now. They're too clean. You can see that for myself, they're just too clean. Loosen up a bit more. Undercoats need to be messy, very messy. Actually, I'm not applying the paint thick enough. We need paint on thicker. So you can see a face coming together. We don't want a face. We want it on thicker. We want it on more colourful, and we want it on more abstract. And that's how we'll start to get a good face coming out of it. Jen, self-learner, did not take lessons. Do you recommend she take lessons? Absolutely. Great to be self-taught, but great to get a tutor or some lessons with someone who takes a vested interest in her and the way she likes to paint. That's really cool. Doesn't need to be with a pro, just needs to be someone who knows enough, teach her a few tricks and make sure she's on the right path. So that could just be an art student at school. Usually that's the best gig. Doesn't need to be a fancy artist, just needs to be someone, could be a 7th former in school, 16 to 18 years old, who does painting in school and would appreciate just a little bit of pocket money to show your daughter the ropes. That's what you need. And plus it'll set a time for her once a week to do some painting with a person. So she won't fall off the wagon. She won't lose the habit. You know what I'm saying? Very nice new week for you and your family. Thank you so much. Welcome from Thailand. It's my full-time job. Full-time job, 80%. 80% my full-time job, so I guess it is. Alright, what I'm saying here, guys, we want to lose definition. got to get more abstract. It's too correct right now. There we go. We're out there to lose definitely. We want these works to start abstract and start becoming into realism. They can't go from realism to abstract. For me, at least with my style, it's a one-way track. So, abstract first, realism later. You're welcome, Jen. And yeah, if anyone's picking up tips each live, that's fantastic. But remember, you'll have your own style. Take everything I say with a grain of salt. It may work for you, or it may not apply at all. So don't be upset if it doesn't work for you, and don't think it's all gospel. It's not. In fact, it's likely that some or most of the stuff I say could be wrong. And I might change my opinions, even between lives. So, looks like sunscreen. This here, yeah. In fact, I wouldn't mind some sunscreen right now. That'd be fantastic. And less control than the cross strokes, guys. Same story. Sacrificing definition for abstraction. Hello Sakuni, welcome. And what beach? We're in Auckland, and this is West Auckland, Port Shed. About the wind. It is very windy. What does that mean for us? It means we can apply the paint super fast. It tries to dry super fast, which is great. So it means we can do layer 1 and 2 at the same time, because the paint will dry in time. So that's fun. Make it more interesting, I'm going to add some red, so a white with the gold. Now we're talking. Let's add some more even. I want that hot thing. Got salmon at the moment. Give me hot heat. And to get that heat, I'm going to add just a little bit, the tiniest bit of orange. Sorry, not orange. Yellow. Think of how much yellow you need. Halve it again. Just the tiniest little bit. A little bit of warmth. Yeah, now it's good. There we go. She's 17, college soon, plans to take medicine, and I don't want her to give up. If she wants to stick to it, she absolutely can. I've got a friend who's a doctor now, who sews and draws. Still finds time for her hobby, so it is possible. Never painted the sides of the board before, now you can. Great to paint the sides of the board because the paint will act as like a primer or a coverer, so the board's actually better protected when paint goes the whole way around it. We're using acrylics right now, but we should be using oils. But we chop and change. It's a mixture of both on most artworks. good head. That's thanks guys. It's currently 4:20. 4:20 here on the beach in New Zealand. My daughter uses acrylic too. What brand do you use? Any brand is fine. I use Acrylic because it's about the medium range that you need for paint. With oils, get the best oils possible because they'll last the longest if you don't use them all up at once. But more important than the paint you use is the quality of the additives you put in the paint. So if you're using gloss gels or texture mediums, get the good ones of those, but you can afford to get the mid-range of the paints. That's what I reckon about that. Ray, how you doing? When did we start this one? Like, I don't know. What are we doing here, guys? 20 minutes, 30 minutes ago? And like I say, hopefully there's not a face coming through just yet. We want colours, we want shapes. I'll just have a look. I'll see on your screen how we're doing. So there's a little, yeah, we still want those wild colours and shapes. If we start to see too much of a face, I'll just keep charging in that wild direction. It needs to be wild. That's heat, yeah. Ooh, 10:20 Sunday in New York City. Time for a white Christmas in New York. How fun is that? I've been naughty this session, guys. We're out in the sun. The traditional lifestyle of an artist is smashing coffee and wine, although you see me drinking wine here all the time, so it's terrible advice coming from me, isn't the best. If you're going to paint for 8 hours, water is your friend. Water is your good friend. And a lot of the time I find when I'm painting, I'm like, why am I losing the flow? Why am I falling off the wagon here a little bit? Because I'm dehydrated. It's that simple sometimes. Like, sometimes the reason you don't feel like painting isn't rocket science. You just spent the last 14 hours painting and didn't drink any water. Other times it's more complicated, but sometimes it's not. So typically, regardless of what you're drinking, I try and keep a water bottle, this 1 litre water bottle, beside the, I've got some sunglasses here, but then I can't read the comics because the phone goes weird coloured, so they're polarised. I try and keep 1 litre beside me while I'm painting, and then try and drink it down as I'm working. And that way, I can stay on the ball with this stuff. We need another colour to really mix this one up, guys. I think that's going to be green. We need a colour to leap in there, take control. It's going to sound weird, but make this face look less like a face. I'm seeing too much face here and not enough wild colours. We've got plenty of time for the face. The face can come later. We need abstraction. How else? See those straws that filter water before you can drink from the water in front of you. Oh, that's pretty buzzy. That's fun. That'd be quite handy because my water bottle is out. How long have I been painting? Since I was about, Jesus. Today, about 30 minutes. But how long have I been painting in my life? Or like, I think it's about 2. There's been gaps in between. Now we're putting on some much more rough brush strokes. This is really want to be. Don't let that face take shape too soon, guys. indentation to make a face start coming out of it. Don't you give in to that. Do not give in to that. Abstraction first, realism later. You're out of here. Catch you later, Jack. Hey, thanks for popping in. And hope you enjoyed the beach today down here in New Zealand. Have I ever painted a self-portrait? Roderick, no I haven't. I think it's more fun capturing someone else's face. I think there's a real thrill. Like, I'm going to really enjoy this one if I get there's this cheekiness to this face and this sort of asymmetrical style in the way it's looking at you. I'm going to really enjoy this if I can capture that, but I wouldn't really enjoy capturing my own face. You know, I don't know. For me, it's more interesting because I haven't seen the other person's face before, and so there's so much I can see and examine and enjoy in their face. So that's face before, and so there's so much I can see and examine and enjoy in their face. So that's, yeah. I mean, one day I might, but I might completely 180 on it and be like, whoa, my God, doing self-portraits is incredible. That's all I'll do now. But at the moment, I like painting other people. Other people are fun. Santa Claus is coming. Sorry guys. Got a Christmas song stuck in my head. I should not. Better watch out, better not cry. Better watch out, better not cry. You better hang on to the day you like a sad. Another thing about here too, guys, if you are painting here on your character and you're wondering why it always looks weird, try and not see the difference between the hair and the background, because otherwise it'll be a very clear, ugly line. A clear line. If you don't want a clear line, best way to avoid that, usually with hair there'll be a gradient change, because hair gets quite thin. Well, my hair's getting thin, but like on the edge of the hair in the background, because the hair will gradually gradient out, there'll be a point where you can capture a tonal change. It's not just character on background, there's this blend between the two of it. Skin-wise, skin goes from skin to background straight away. Hair doesn't. So if your hair's looking funny, try getting more of a tonal change right at the edge of the hair into the background. And you might sort of feel like, oh, okay, it's a fast tonal change, but there is a tonal change. Having lunch now, all right, catch you, Jen. And at least the weather is nice. The weather is nice today. That's unusual for these streams. I want to know the principles and methods for choosing colours. Right. You've heard me say it at the start of the stream, I'm going to say it again. When you're picking colours at the start of a painting, it is the Wild West. What do you have? What do you feel like? What mood are you in today? Grab whatever you want. Have some fun. We're putting down colours on the screen, on the canvas, the board, and just having an absolute ball. In the later layers, we can start to get more tactical and think, I want to see more pink. I want to see these reds. I want to see these blues. But at the start, let the start be as wild as a I don't know. Imagine a painting's like a human growing up. Let the 20s be wild. Then get sensible and get sensible in the 30s, and then by the 40s and 50s, really start to nut out what you're supposed to be doing. And that's what we want to do with this painting. So right now we're in the wild stage. We've got no direction with colour. We're just grabbing what we think might work. Anyone else doodling on their book while listening? I hope you are. If you've got some paint, even better. It would be phenomenal. Drag this eye down here a little bit, guys. Let's go. Like I'm saying, a bit of tonal change into the background there. There we go. That's what I want. And that's going to come down to there, up to there. The least you can notice that distinction between the background and the foreground, the better off the end result will usually be. So, don't get hung up on seeing the background and the foreground. That will ruin painting. Well, it'll ruin one of my paintings. We want to ignore backgrounds and foregrounds. Right, look here. I want to come back on with some black, guys. Can you see me? It says lost connection. I'm so sorry. It's all snow here. Yeah, it should be. New Zealand does a summer Christmas, by the way. So we're having barbecues in Christmas time. I'm so mad I couldn't find any paint. I need to buy some. One day, Kayla, grab some paint. You can join me. I'll be going live a lot this week, so you won't miss an opportunity, don't you worry. Right, iridescent copper. Why? Because we can. Because we can. Blacks, we're getting some more blacks in here. I want some more blacks because I want to get these eyebrows and eyes looking where they should be. The funny thing about these eyes though, guys, is that the actual eyes aren't that noticeable. What's more noticeable is the area around the eyes. The eyelids, the eyelash, all the fun stuff. That's where I'll focus on today. Dragging things around a little bit here, guys. Yeah. Say in an earlier team, abstraction's the name of the game. That's what we're after. Miami in California was also sunny. That's cool. In peace. I love going to the beach. Yeah, it's cool. I've just noticed the wind has died down. It has died down, guys. It has died down. And I'm going to bring you up here because as the wind dies down, the sun comes out more and more and more. As the sun comes out, I get more and more cooked. So we're at a good level of cooked right now. It's got paint all through my hair. So I'm going to move under the shelter of the trees. Team, that's a good position, I think. Here we go. We're in a good spot. That's where we want to be. Let me just get down to the bottom there. There we go. All done? Not just yet. Not just yet. We're just pulling ourselves back a little bit. I wanted some shade. Andrew cooked. We are close to where we want to be though for this session. Because although you can keep painting on paint, it does get to a stage where you actually need to let the paint dry a little bit to take it any further. We're not far off that point. So once we've done these poppers, I'd say I might stand back and have a think about it. Don't be surprised if I say that's where we're getting to. And then I'll be back later with another canvas, or this one. We'll see how it dries. Should have dressed down for the beach, yeah, probably. Auckland, we are in Auckland. How you doing? That's good. Yeah. That happens.
Yeah, that's like
maybe
that's the verse of the painting. You know, the French Dispatch.
Oh yeah.
Filming, they've got this artist and he just painted this blur.
Yeah.
It's like he spent his whole time with a naked model.
Yeah.
And then the picture turns out it's just a blur.
Oh.
This is the opposite.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, this will end up looking like a sea, but we'll have some fun making it.
Yeah.
Enjoy the rest of your day, guys. Get all sorts of good things here at the beach. Good fun. You ever get lonely painting, go to the beach to paint. See how you get on. People will pop by, say hi. Everyone's very nice. One bird goes crazy with the birds in the background and the other goes crazy when you do it. Yeah. Probably afraid of my laugh, which I can't blame it. It's an understandable thing to be afraid of. It's very loud and obnoxious. Abstraction is the name of the game right now. We need this to get more abstract. It's not there yet. It's trying to look too real. We don't want real, we want abstraction. You're just joining us. We go from abstraction to realism, not realism to abstraction. 4:39, yes, why? That is correct. That's why we're here. 4:39. And now we're going to leap into a bit more of this. There we go. There we go. Show us on the cheek. Background here. Nose. Spurs a little bit here. Up here a little bit here. Here, 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 round, so here, Now we're talking to it. This is where we want to be. Forehead's pulling over there a little bit. We're not forcing it, we're just letting it calm slowly. We don't want to force it though, just let it paint into its thing. Get that cuts in there. Now we're talking. What's the saying? Now we're cooking on gas. Hey, thank you so much, Esther. Esther. I do have an accent. I am Kiwi, so our accent sounds like a robot. Like Flight of the Conchords style. I reckon. Great place to do art. Great place. I try and keep healthy, guys. Helps with art, actually. And get your head nice and clear, so if you like to go for walks, go to the gym, we're going to play around with a social netball team, whatever gives you a kick, you should do that, because that will be helpful to your craft, or at least I find it helps me with mine. Boom. You may say that I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. Some sweet day it'll find us. The world will be here as one. That's the lyrics of the song. I forget. Why do I forget? Because I'm stupid. Letting the picture take shape in its own time, guys. Just having fun with it, being abstract. Thanks, Pocky. Appreciate the flowers. New Zealand, but yeah, does it sound British, does it? Should sound Kiwi. Maybe it's not Kiwi enough. You play football, sir. I do not play football. Jeepers. American football? No. New Zealand football? No. Soccer? No. If you put me on a football team, or if you were picking people for teams, I'd be picked last, and I wouldn't hold it against you. I'm not good with any sport on a field. It's not my specialty. No good. If the field's involved with grass on it, leave me off it. If it's a puck, like ice hockey, I'll be pretty good. I'll be useful. If it's like regular field hockey, pretty good at that too. If it's like a solo sport, like snowboarding or rock climbing or anything like that, then I'm your guy. That's where I thrive. I do love working with a team. I'm just not that good at ball sports. But yeah. That's why I like things like snowboarding teams. Snowboarding team. I want to be part of a team. I'm a team player, I swear. But I just can't catch or throw a ball. That's my problem. Are those dinosaurs I hear in blah, blah, blah? Are those dinosaurs I hear in the background? No. They actually, I don't mean to burst your bubble, but they went extinct a long time ago. Yeah, it's really hard to actually hear them now. You have to go back in time. It's wild. Finnish like ice hockey. Yeah, do they? I had some Canadian friends. I have a Canadian friend I used to, who got me into inline hockey, which is same as ice hockey, but well, it's not the same. It's similar to it. It's on a roller rink, so you're wearing roller blades rather than actual shoes or ice skates. And you whiz around with a puck just like normal, and yeah, really good fun. And then if you ever do ice hockey, it's not the same, but it's close to the same, if that makes sense. I can't get over how quickly, oh, thank you, appreciate you. But we're a long way from done. This is like base coat layers. We're having some fun, we're throwing around some paint, and then as we go on, the base will produce itself. What I'm trying to do though is put in lines. Never put down paint just because you feel like it should go there. Always have a reason to put it there. Look at your picture, think, right, I see this shape on this angle with this sort of tonal hue, and then add it in just like that. Don't go any further than that, because any strokes you put on that you think should have gone there will look out of place. Every stroke you put on that looks correct. What was squawking? I don't know, probably me. It might be the New Zealand accent getting to you. Any strokes you put on with the intentions of matching something in the picture will always look right in the end. Even if they're slightly off, when the right one comes in, it'll have a charm to it. Style of painting. I think someone labelled it the other session. This is going to sound really stupid. This is abstract realism. So we're going to start with abstraction and pull it into realism as we go. And we're not going to start in one place and build it out. We start on the whole thing and pull it out over time. So don't think you're going to work on the ear, then the eye, then the head. Nope. All at once. Start from a neutral point. Comes a painting as one unit. Thanks for the wishing bottle. Appreciate you. That's actually a better one than coral. I should have put it to wishing bottle when I started today. And guys, it's nice to be in the shade, I'll tell you that for free. Because that sun had some heat. Had some heat to it. It was cooking me. I don't resist. Oh, now we got some pigeons hanging out there. We're gonna got some food. I'm sorry, guys. I've just got paint. You won't find it that yummy. And if we're happy enough with our first coat, I'll lock it in with some epoxy today or tomorrow. Why epoxy? That'll mean this coat stays. Layer of liquid glass on top, and then I can start painting with another smooth surface. If you're painting abstract, sometimes it can be hard when the brush strokes hit other brush strokes and sort of, I don't know, do their thing. But if you put a layer of liquid glass on top, your next layer of brush strokes can be free again without worrying about the texture of the underlying layer. So it's a little trick I've got. You don't have to copy it. The niggly trick takes time, but it's really good. Thanks, Mike? Mac? I think I'm close. Cool. Right, there's our palette. Let me show you some tricks here. Paintbrush, that needs a wash. I'm not going to do it in the sea, because that's setting a bad example. Even though it's non-toxic paint, I'm going to chuck it here on my palette. Yesterday's paintbrush, naughty me, on the palette. My cake tin on top of that. And now that can go in the car, and there's not going to be paint everywhere. Of course I mentioned you. No one gets ignored here, guys. This is a friendly space. And if I do miss your comment, it's not because I'm ignoring you. I just missed your comment. But yeah, everyone's welcome here. That's why I'm here. It's for everyone. It's a privilege to share my craft with you guys, and it's honestly, it makes getting up in the morning very easy, knowing that I can actually come here and share this stuff with you guys. So that's special. Sorry I've been away the last few days as well. I was hard into making a few reels, but I think we're making some good ground here now. You love art. Good stuff, Shella. And the awesome cake tray. Yes, it's fantastic, Kayla. I'm really enjoying it. Yo, that looks mad. Thanks, Chillin'. Appreciate you. Hey from Australia. Hello. We're here in New Zealand. And thanks for the donut. Appreciate you. Right. That's this one done. I will be back later today, probably around the 6 or 7 o'clock mark. And I'm going to start a layer on another painting. but this one here will show up probably tomorrow morning or afternoon, and I'll decide over a sleep and a beer whether I'm going to put another paint layer on it or epoxy it. Yeah, the end result will come out fairly similar. It just depends on what track we want to use to get there, so it'll be fun to find out. Anyway guys, appreciate you all. Thank you so much for joining me. You've heard me say it before, I'll say it again. Painting can be quite lonely, and it's a real thrill to have a bunch of people joining me, keeping me company. So I really hope you get something out of it, because I do every time you guys are with me. It's really special. I won't drink that much beer, don't you worry. I'm restrained. Have a good evening, and yeah, stay safe, Epic. All right, you're all the best. Enjoy yourselves, and if you're around tonight, I'll see you then. All right, catch you guys.